I'm a 28-year-old woman, and I come from what people outside would call a close-knit family. You know the type: holiday cards with coordinated outfits, group photos at every major event, captions like #family over everything on social media. But what no one sees is how it all works behind the scenes. The motto is family comes first, but only when it's convenient for them. If you're not playing your assigned role, you're either a problem or invisible. I used to play along. I was the responsible cousin, the reliable one. Need someone to pet sit on short notice? Ask Callie. Someone to edit your resume at midnight? Callie's good at that. Need a ride to the airport at 5 a.m. because Uber is too expensive? Callie lives close. She won't mind. But when I needed anything, literally anything, it was always bad timing. Once I asked for help moving after a bad breakup. Nobody showed up. My mom said I should hire someone instead of expecting people to drop everything. 2 months later, I was helping Jake, my cousin, move across town in the middle of a heat wave. I bought him lunch. There was a pattern, and it wasn't subtle. My graduation? We went to Olive Garden. No speeches, no photos, no gifts. Just pasta and a vague "we're proud of you." Jake's half birthday? Catered barbecue in the backyard, balloons, cake, and a slideshow. After college, I moved back home to save money. My parents charged me rent, which I didn't complain about. I figured it was fair. But Mia, another cousin, has been living with her parents for years now. No rent, no chores, nothing. She posts selfies from the living room like it's her personal Airbnb. When I brought up the double standards, I got the classics: "Why are you keeping score?" And it's not that deep. Once I mentioned it was weird how I was never asked what kind of birthday cake I liked, and my mom replied, "You're being dramatic. It's just cake." I've been told I'm selfish, cold, too blunt, or not very warm for most of my adult life. All that really meant was I stopped bending over backward to please people who didn't lift a finger for me. But the real breaking point came recently. Mia's getting married. Great for her. I genuinely do not care either way. We're not close. Never have been. She once left my graduation dinner early to go on a Tinder date, and the family thought it was funny. So when I got a call from my aunt asking me to co-host Mia's bridal shower, I said no. I wasn't rude about it. I just said, I don't think I'm the right person for that. That was enough to light the match. My aunt called me back later that day for what I now refer to as the speech. "You're letting the family down," she said. "You're not being a team player." I didn't even respond. Just stared at the wall while she talked like I was some employee getting written up for poor performance. Then came the cousin group chat. I stayed in it mostly for the memes and holiday plans, but suddenly it turned into a passive-aggressive landmine. Jake posted a meme about selfish people during wedding season with a side-eye emoji. Mia posted a photo of her invitation boxes with the caption, "Some people support you, some people don't." No names, but come on. I muted the chat and didn't say a word. My mom, of course, got involved. Told me I needed to get over myself and just make things right before Thanksgiving, or it would become awkward for everyone. I said I wasn't sure what there was to make right. She said, "You're hurting your family." I still showed up to Thanksgiving. I figured I'd sit through dinner, say hi to my grandma, and leave early. But then, in the middle of the meal, Mia stood up and started opening bridal shower gifts at the dinner table, like during the meal. Wrapping paper flying over the green bean casserole, everyone clapping and ooh-ing while she opened candles, lingerie, and cookware. They sat me at the kids' table, literal toddlers in booster seats. There was no mistake. My name card was there. I just got up, grabbed my coat, and left. No announcement, no tears, no scene. The next morning, one of my cousins texted me, "You should act like family." I stared at that message for a full minute. Then I screenshotted it, saved it in a folder on my phone, and decided that from now on I would act exactly like family. I would mirror them. I match their energy. Spawned with the same level of support, interest, and effort they've shown me for years. Not out of spite, just for balance. Let's see how they like it when the reflection finally looks back. The morning after Thanksgiving, I left the family group chat without a word. No dramatic goodbye, no message explaining why. Just leave chat. Then I went through my Instagram and unfollowed everyone except Leah. She's my youngest cousin and honestly the only one who hasn't treated me like a doormat in this mess. The first reaction didn't take long. A vague Facebook post popped up from my aunt within 48 hours. Some people only care when it benefits them. No name, no tag, but I recognized the tone. I screenshotted it, captioned it mirror, and sent it to Leah. She just replied with 3 laughing emojis, and finally, 2 days later, I got the invite to my uncle's annual holiday party. I replied no with a short note, "Just need some space this year." That was it. Polite, direct. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. A couple days later, Mia's bridal shower rolled around. I wasn't technically a host, but apparently they still expected me to show up early and help set up. I arrived an hour after the start time, made a round through the room, poured myself a glass of wine, and left halfway through. No one noticed until cleanup. That night, my mom called. She said I'd embarrassed her by leaving early. I reminded her that Mia once ditched my graduation dinner to go on a Tinder date. Long pause. Then the call ended without a goodbye. Around this time, I landed a new job. Better pay, better title, actual room to grow. I posted a professional headshot and the announcement on LinkedIn. People I barely knew from college liked and commented. Not a single family member acknowledged it, not even with a basic congrats. A week later, Jake, the same cousin who'd been passive-aggressive in the group chat, posted about getting an internship. I left a comment, "So proud of you, such a big deal, 3 exclamation marks. Zero sincerity." I even shared it to my story with fake confetti gifts. Leah messaged me, "You're on fire." When Mia's birthday came up, I sent her a $5 Starbucks e-gift card. That's exactly what she sent me on mine last year. No note, no message, just the same copy-paste reward she once thought was generous enough for me. Later that month, I found out through Leah that the family was planning a make-up Thanksgiving dinner. Apparently it was supposed to be a second chance to reconnect. I told them I had a Friendsgiving that night. I didn't. I ordered Thai food and watched a movie in bed. Easily the best Thanksgiving I've had in years. A few hours after the makeup dinner, another Facebook post went up. this time from a different aunt. Blood doesn't make you family, loyalty does. I didn't say anything at first, but then I went back and dropped a single clapping emoji under the post. Not a word more. Phone call came the next morning. Same aunt. She said I was being petty. I said I was only being as petty as the example I've been given. She hung up. Leah texted 5 minutes later. I've been waiting for someone to say that out loud. The thing is, I didn't do any of this to be cruel. I didn't start rumors or explode in chats or post rants. I just matched the energy. No more, no less. And it was amazing how quickly it rattled everyone. The people who used to ask for favors now avoided me. The ones who never noticed my wins were suddenly checking my stories like clockwork. I didn't post much, just enough to show I was living life. Brunches with coworkers, new books, the occasional cute photo of my dog. Every reaction I got just proved my point. I didn't need to shout or beg for respect. I just had to stop giving out mine for free. What they were calling attitude was just boundaries. What they saw as pettiness was just reciprocity, and what they hated most. That for once I wasn't bending. I wasn't apologizing. I was simply doing what they've always done, just with better timing. And that was only the beginning. About a week after my Friendsgiving no-show, I got a message from my mom. Just a Zoom link. No context, just can we talk tonight? I had a feeling it wasn't just her. So I set up my laptop, opened a LaCroix as hit record, and clicked the link. 6 squares popped up. Mom, Mia, my aunt, uncle, Jake, and a cousin I hadn't spoken to in over a year. One by one, they started talking. No greetings, no catching up, just straight into it. They said I'd changed, that I was being cold, dramatic, ungrateful, that skipping Thanksgiving had sent a message to the whole family. They said I was making people uncomfortable, that the clapping emoji thing on Facebook was childish, and that I'd turned into someone they didn't recognize. I didn't say a word for the first 10 minutes, just let them keep going. I sipped my drink, watched them talk over each other, and waited. Then I pulled out a list. Literally, a bullet point list I'd made earlier that day. Jake left my birthday early to go to a concert, but expected me to help him move the next day. Mia ditched my graduation dinner for a Tinder date. Aunt told people I was being too sensitive when I asked for help after my breakup. Mom called me selfish for not hosting a bridal shower. Group chat shared memes mocking people who don't support family during wedding season. I went down the line, not yelling, not emotional, just facts. After each point, I added what I'd done in return, matching behavior, nothing more, nothing less. Then I ended with, you're all so comfortable taking loyalty, but not one of you knows how to give it unless it benefits you. Silence, then chaos. My uncle raised his voice first, said I was twisting things. My mom got teary and said I was breaking the family apart. Mia logged off mid-sentence. Jake kept muttering under his breath. I waited again. Then I said, if I'm so dramatic, stop inviting me to your circus. And I logged out. Next day, I got a forwarded message from Leah. The family had voted to uninvite me from the Christmas gathering, unless I apologized. She sent a screenshot. The message literally said, until she makes it right, she's not welcome. I replied, noted. So I booked a solo trip to Portland, rented a little cabin just outside the city, packed books, baking supplies, and thick socks. No social media posts. No look at me stories. Just silence. Ready? I made cookies, read 3 novels, and walked in the rain. I never told anyone where I went, but they found out anyway. Leah told me the texts started rolling in the day after Christmas. I hope you're doing okay. Thinking of you. Wish you had come. I didn't reply to a single one. 2 days after that, a small box arrived at my door. No card. Just a group gift from the family. A generic scarf and a mug with family is forever on it. I returned the whole thing and sent back a note. Thank you. Please donate to a family in need instead. Leah messaged me that night, you've become the main character. Proud of you. They thought I'd fold, that I'd feel left out, that I'd come crawling back when I saw pictures of matching pajamas and hot cocoa. I didn't see any. I didn't look. I didn't care. But I also knew them. I knew this wasn't the end. My family doesn't let things go. They just wait for a new angle, a new way to reframe things so they're the victim again. And if they think I'm done, they really haven't been paying attention. It was January when I finally went full no contact. Anyone who texted me during the holidays without mentioning the Zoom ambush went on mute, not blocked, just silenced. Then I cleaned out my phone, deleted old threads, saved screenshots for backup, and cut the rest. Mia was still posting cryptic stories while I was muted, including one that read, "Fake people stay fake." That earned her a block. Permanent. A few days later, a message came from an unknown number. It read, "You're being cruel. You've changed." I reverse searched the number. It was Kyle, Mia's boyfriend. Apparently she'd sent him in to do her dirty work. He said Mia was hurt and that I owed it to the family to be the bigger person. I texted back, if Mia wants to use her boyfriend to guilt trip me instead of apologizing like an adult, she can stay blocked. Then I blocked him too. That same week, Jake popped up on LinkedIn. The same cousin who barely said a word when my job got announced. Now he wanted tips for his job search. I saw the message preview and never opened it. Left it sitting there, unread. Leah messaged me later that night. Jake says you're gatekeeping job resources. I replied, so were they gatekeeping decency? She didn't even argue, just reacted with a laughing emoji. Then Aunt Denise entered the drama arena. She posted a photo collage on Facebook, family holidays over the years. It was titled, When Family Meant Everything, and I was cropped out of every single picture. Full images I knew I was in, now with me erased like I never existed. I reported it to Facebook under bullying and harassment. The post came down the next day. Denise then sent me a furious email, calling it disrespectful and childish. I blocked her too. Next came my mom, this time from her office number. She got through and started saying things like, don't let pride get in the way, and just let it go before this becomes permanent. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I said, "It already is permanent. You just didn't expect me to be the one to set boundaries first." Then I hung up and blocked that number too. While all this was happening, I got promoted. Higher salary, new responsibilities, a direct team under me now. I didn't tell anyone in the family. Just updated my LinkedIn quietly and moved on. The people who mattered already knew. The ones who didn't weren't entitled to it. Leah and I started doing monthly brunches. Nothing fancy, just waffles, coffee, and people who actually wanted to see each other. Last week, she brought a card that said, "Your family's loss is my gain." Meanwhile, my family started using mutuals as messengers. A neighbor I hadn't spoken to in months messaged me, "I saw your mom. She talks like she really misses you." I didn't reply. Instead, I posted one single story on Instagram. Black background, white text. "You miss the version of me who tolerated you." She doesn't exist anymore. No tag, no names. But they knew. By March, Leah told me Mia was throwing a joint birthday and bridal send-off party. Supposedly, it was just a casual gathering, but Mia had been spinning her own version of events. She'd been telling people I bailed on family duties out of spite and that I was going through something. That something apparently included being mentally unstable, burned out, and according to one great aunt, in need of prayer. I'd ignored the noise for a while, but when Leah forwarded screenshots from a cousin's group chat, where my name was being used like I'd committed some family-level crime, I decided to clean it up once and for all. I drafted one email. Subject line, "Just so we're all clear." I kept it polite, but sharp. No name calling, just facts. I attached timestamps, screenshots of texts, the cropped photo post, and even a redacted transcript from the Zoom call ambush. I laid out a clear timeline of what happened and when, then ended with, "This is the last time I explain myself. I'm not asking for sides, just silence." I sent it 10 people, aunts, uncles, and a few of the older cousins who were either actively spreading lies or quietly letting them spread. The reactions were mixed. 3 cousins replied with thank you messages. 1 even apologized for staying quiet. 1 aunt replied with, "You're overreacting." I blocked her before finishing the sentence. A week later, Mia's party happened. Leah didn't go but had a friend who did. That friend recorded a moment when someone asked why I wasn't there. Mia's answer? She wasn't invited. Full smug voice. Leah sent me the audio. I forwarded that voice clip to a relative who had been guilt-tripping me for months. The next day, their text stopped. Completely. After that, I updated my social bios. Friends are the family you choose. I choose carefully. It wasn't even subtle anymore, and I didn't care. Then my grandma called. She had stayed neutral through everything, but this time she was crying. She said she hadn't known the extent of it all, that no one had told her what really happened. We talked for a while. I told her I still loved her, but love didn't mean access. She understood. We agreed to check in once a month. Just us. Around the same time, Leah got promoted. I threw her a small surprise dinner. Just me, her best friend, and 2 coworkers. No speeches, no fake smiles, just good food and people who meant it when they said they were happy for her. Of course, my family had one more move. They posted Mia's bridal shower album, group shots, table settings, toasts. They tagged everyone, even people who didn't attend. I wasn't in the photos, but they still left me out of the tags on purpose. Even though I wasn't there, it was still a statement. Then someone commented, "You can really tell who's missing." 14 likes before the post was taken down. A few days later, I got a message from a cousin in another state, someone who hadn't been involved at all. He said someone forwarded him my email. His message was short. "I wish I stood up for you years ago." No apology, no excuses, just that. The funny part, I didn't even need that message. The more they talked, the more they posted, the more obvious it became that I'd made the right call. I wasn't playing the villain. I just stopped showing up for a role I never auditioned for. And without me there, the script started falling apart. In early April, Leah sent me a short text. "Hey, Uncle Matt had a mild stroke." Everyone's freaking out. Uncle Matt was one of the few relatives who had never outright insulted me. But he also never stood up for me. Not during the graduation dinner mess, not during the Zoom ambush, not once. He stayed quiet every time. Always neutral, always silent. I didn't unblock anyone. I didn't make a call. Instead, I ordered a small flower arrangement through a local shop and signed it with just my initials. No note. No return address. Leah told me later that the family guessed it was from me. She confirmed it quietly when asked. No one thanked me. Not a single message. Just silence. A few days later, a strange email landed in my inbox. Inside was a long message about forgiveness, how life is short, how people make mistakes, and how I should come back before it's too late. The grammar was off. The wording was dramatic. But the kicker? The bottom signature was accidentally left in. Sent from my iPhone. Mom's name. Blocked. Again. Then Leah gave me a heads up. Mia and her mom were planning some kind of intervention brunch. The idea was to corner me with a group invite, get me to show up, and then guilt-trip me in public under the disguise of a reconciliation meal. They were targeting a small bistro downtown. I'd been there before for a work event, so I messaged the owner anonymously. Just a heads up that I wouldn't be attending any events hosted there this month, and to please not schedule anything that included me. The response came quickly, understood. We'll make sure there's no confusion. 3 days later, Leah texted, the brunch got canceled. They couldn't book the room. Instead of their ambush brunch, I had my birthday dinner. Not with family, just a few new friends from work, Leah, and 2 others I'd gotten close with over the past few months. No guilt, no backhanded comments, just wine, pasta, and people who brought real energy. One of them handed me a wrapped box. Inside was a black leather journal, embossed in gold with the quote, "You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep others warm." Meanwhile, back on their side, Mia sent Leah another message. We tried to include her, but she's determined to stay mad. What? Stay. Leah screenshotted it, rolled her eyes, and deleted it. Later that week, she updated me that Uncle Matt was recovering well. He'd asked about me in passing. Leah told him I wished him peace and health. That's it. Then I found out my mom had been running her mouth again. Someone overheard her at a church event saying, "Callie's holding onto a grudge like it's a trophy." I didn't respond, but I did update the notes app I keep on my phone for quotes I like. I added a new one at the top. No, I'm holding onto my peace like it's oxygen, and I'm done letting you suffocate me. By early summer, Leah let me know the family was planning a surprise reunion at a lakeside cabin. Full catering, matching shirts, even a group photo session booked. I was never invited. The excuse going around? I was going through a phase and they were giving me space. That same week, an industry newsletter featured me on their front page. I just led a major project, first person in my department to do so under 30. It got shared all over LinkedIn. Clients congratulated me. Old classmates messaged me. My family? Nothing. No word. No acknowledgement. Not even from the ones who stalk my stories anonymously. Reunion weekend arrived. Leah told them she had plans with friends. In reality, we spent the weekend hiking in a nearby national park, eating gas station snacks and laughing at old inside jokes. No drama. No guilt trips. Meanwhile, back at the lake, one of the aunts brought me up during dinner. Said, I hope she's happy isolating herself. Someone recorded it. Leah got the clip from a cousin's friend and sent it to me. I played it once, then laughed. Not because it hurt, just because they still thought I was reacting. I wasn't even in the game anymore. A few days later, a card arrived in the mail. No return address. Generic handwriting. Inside, join us for a new chapter. No names. But it had Mia written all over it. I wrote return to sender across the front and dropped it back in the mailbox. Then I logged into USPS Informed Delivery and blocked the unknown forwarding address permanently. After that, I did a full sweep, blocked old email aliases, scrubbed contact requests on apps, cleared Venmo friend lists, anything that could be used to sneak back in. After the reunion, Leah said her mom sighed and told her, I think Callie's gone for good. Leah just said, she's not gone. She's just finally good. A week later, a neighbor stopped me in the grocery store. She said, your mom talks like you died. I told her, that's because they can't imagine someone leaving and staying gone. Then came the final attempt. My mom sent a handwritten letter through Leah. It was sealed. I didn't open it. I handed it back to Leah and said, shred it. She did. I ended therapy the same week. 6 months. Final session. We closed it out by talking about post-trauma identity. I summed it up in one line. They didn't break me. They revealed me. For my birthday, I hosted a quiet dinner in my apartment. Leah, 2 close friends from work, and Murphy, my dog, curled up on the couch. No cake. Just wine and comfort. I raised my glass at the end of the night and toasted to boundaries and to mirroring behavior. May the reflection always tell the truth, even if some can't handle it.